Ronaldinho vs Ronaldo, the match that sparked a silent rivalry. Two smiles, two mentalities. Before there was Messi vs Ronaldo. Before debates divided football fans across continents. There was a quieter shift. A silent rivalry, not fueled by insults, not driven by controversy, but born from one powerful realization. The throne was changing hands. On one side stood Ronaldinho, football's magician, the smiling genius who made defenders question their careers. On the other side stood Cristiano Ronaldo, the relentless machine, the perfectionist who refused to accept limits. One played with rhythm, the other played with fire. And on a historic European night, their paths collided in a way that altered football's future forever. This wasn't just a match. It was the moment one era began to fade, and another began to rise. Chapter 1, When Football Belonged to Ronaldinho. In the mid-2000s, there was no debate. Ronaldinho was the best player in the world. At Barcelona, he was untouchable. The number 10 shirt didn't just sit on his back, it glowed. He wasn't just winning games. He was reinventing how football felt. The elastico, the no-look passes, the impossible free kicks, the smile that never disappeared. He won the Ballon d'Or. He lifted the Champions League. He humiliated Real Madrid at the Bernabeu and received a standing ovation. Even rival fans adored him. Young players across Europe studied him. One of them, a skinny Portuguese winger at Manchester United. Cristiano Ronaldo. Chapter 2, The Student Watching the Master. When Ronaldinho was dominating Europe, Cristiano Ronaldo was still developing. At Manchester United, he had flair. Too much flair, critics said. Stepovers without end product, showboating without efficiency. But there was something different about Ronaldo. He wasn't satisfied with talent. He wanted transformation. While Ronaldinho danced through matches, Ronaldo trained after sessions ended. Extra shooting drills, extra sprints, extra gym work. Ronaldinho trusted instinct. Ronaldo trusted repetition. And that difference would define everything. Chapter 3, The Champions League Collision. When Manchester United met Barcelona in Europe, it felt bigger than a semifinal. It felt symbolic. The present versus the future. Ronaldinho entered the tie as the established icon. Cristiano Ronaldo entered as the emerging threat. The stadium buzzed. Commentators focused on Ronaldinho's magic. Few realized they were about to witness a power shift. Chapter 4, The First Leg, A Tense Beginning. The first leg was tight. Barcelona tried to control possession. Ronaldinho floated between lines, searching for space. But something was off. He didn't look invincible. Manchester United pressed aggressively. And Ronaldo, he wasn't flashy. He was focused, tracking back, attacking with purpose, making decisive runs. He wasn't trying to entertain. He was trying to win. It was subtle, but the energy had changed. Chapter 5, The Second Leg, The Shift Becomes Clear. At Old Trafford, the atmosphere was electric. This was Ronaldo's house. From the opening minutes, he looked different. Explosive, determined, obsessed. He scored the decisive goal, rising above defenders with a header that defied gravity. The leap wasn't just physical. It was symbolic. He was rising above the previous generation. Ronaldinho tried to respond. Moments of brilliance flickered, but they didn't dominate the narrative anymore. The spotlight had moved, and everyone felt it. Chapter 6, Body Language Never Lies. Football is read through small details. That night, you could see it. Ronaldinho walking, Ronaldo sprinting, Ronaldinho smiling softly, Ronaldo shouting instructions. The Brazilian artist looked human. The Portuguese perfectionist looked inevitable. It wasn't disrespect. It wasn't conflict. But it was a silent message. The future had arrived. Chapter 7, The Difference in Mentality. Ronaldinho loved football. Ronaldo needed football. That's the difference. Ronaldinho played with joy. Ronaldo played with hunger. After matches, Ronaldinho relaxed. After matches, Ronaldo analyzed. After training, Ronaldinho rested. After training, Ronaldo stayed. The rivalry wasn't loud. It was psychological. It was about standards. And on that night, Ronaldo's standards spoke louder than Ronaldinho's magic. Chapter 8, The Aftermath. After that Champions League campaign, everything accelerated. Cristiano Ronaldo won the Ballon d'Or. He scored over 40 goals in a season. He became the face of Manchester United. Meanwhile, Ronaldinho's influence began to fade. Injuries, fitness concerns, lifestyle distractions. It wasn't dramatic. It was gradual, but football had shifted. Chapter 9, A Rivalry Without Words. Neither player insulted the other. Neither player fueled headlines. But competition doesn't require words. It requires presence. Ronaldinho saw the rise. Ronaldo felt the responsibility. The torch was being passed, not ceremonially, but competitively. It wasn't hate, it was evolution. Chapter 10, What that match meant for football. That match didn't just affect two careers. It changed football's expectations. From that point forward, talent wasn't enough. Work ethic became non-negotiable. Athleticism became essential. Longevity became achievable. Cristiano Ronaldo became the blueprint for the modern forward. The era of just magic was over. The era of optimized greatness had begun. Chapter 11, Legacy versus Legacy. Ronaldinho's legacy: joy, creativity, freedom. Cristiano Ronaldo's legacy: discipline, longevity, obsession. One made football beautiful, the other made football ruthless. That match symbolized the crossover point. Chapter 12, The emotional shift. There's something bittersweet about football transitions. You don't notice them immediately. One day, the king looks untouchable. The next, someone younger looks unstoppable. Ronaldinho didn't collapse overnight. Ronaldo didn't dominate instantly. But that game marked the invisible line. The line between eras. Chapter 13, Respect between greats. Despite narratives, Ronaldinho has spoken positively about Ronaldo. Ronaldo has acknowledged Ronaldinho's influence. There was admiration, but admiration doesn't stop competition. And competition is the heartbeat of greatness. Chapter 14, Why fans still talk about it. Because it represents something deeper. It's not just about who was better. It's about what football values most. Magic, or mastery, creativity, or consistency. Ronaldinho embodied inspiration. Ronaldo embodied evolution. Chapter 15, The symbolic moment. That header at Old Trafford. The leap, the roar, the celebration. It wasn't just a goal. It was an announcement. Cristiano Ronaldo was no longer the talented kid. He was the main character. And football adjusted accordingly. Chapter 16, The long-term impact. After that season, Ronaldo's career skyrocketed. He moved to Real Madrid. He shattered records. He dominated for over a decade. Ronaldinho's peak became a memory, beautiful, unforgettable, but brief. One career burned bright and fast. The other burned long and relentless. Chapter 17, What makes it a silent rivalry? No controversies. No dramatic interviews. No social media battles. Just two legends crossing paths at the perfect storm of timing. One ascending, one descending. History doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Chapter 18, The lesson. Talent can take you to the top, but obsession keeps you there. Ronaldinho reached the summit with genius. Ronaldo built a fortress with discipline. That match proved something critical. Greatness evolves. Conclusion. The night football turned a page. Ronaldinho will always be remembered as the magician. Cristiano Ronaldo will always be remembered as the relentless machine. But on one unforgettable European night, their stories overlapped. And the balance shifted. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't hostile. It wasn't loud. But it changed football forever. Because sometimes the most powerful rivalries are the ones never spoken. If you loved Ronaldinho's magic, you witnessed art. If you admire Ronaldo's dominance, you witnessed evolution. And if you watched that match live, you witnessed history.